Hey, what is up guys, Pancho Cortez, and I'm finally going to kick off the fall with the newest Suavecito limited edition. Now this is actually one of the most popular limited edition pomades that they've come out with so far this year, and a lot of it has to do with the fragrance. I'll get into that later in the review, but first let's just cover basically what this pomade's about. So it's just going with the fall season. Here it is, going with an Oktoberfest German/Bavarian aesthetic. It's got the diamond pattern on here, which tends to be a bit more Bavarian, especially since it's a pattern that was used by the Bavarian army since the 1200s. Traditionally, it's blue and white, but here Suavecito took a little bit of a creative license and decided to go with a black and red diamond pattern, which actually works pretty well. Great color scheme, perfect for fall. And obviously you got to break it up with something a bit different, you could say. The Suavecito logo right here. The mascot is wearing lederhosen. Once again, more of a Bavarian German influence. And so the whole idea of this, it's their Whiskey Fest scent, or the Whiskey Fest limited edition. Basically, it's supposed to be associated with drinking, keeping warm, and having a good time. Obviously, that's why you have the wheat, and on the bottom you have their Whiskey Fest. Now this is it right here. It's pretty consistent. The color is it's their typical amber. Nothing's changed about it for the season. Now going into the fragrance, I have to say really is good. They outdid themselves this year and they really stepped it up. I remember with last year's scent, it wasn't as masculine. In fact, I would compare it more to something that was powdery. It wasn't as bold and it was much weaker. As far as this scent goes, it's much more bold. It's not too bold to the point where it stings the nostrils, but it's bold where on that first note it has that wood blend, which is excellent. It's very masculine. It's suitable for the season, and it's something that is perfect for men. That middle scent, you start to get the whiskey blend with it. It's not too overbearing. It's something that it's going through, and then it just closes off with that warm whiskey note, and that's what's excellent about this pomade. In fact, I actually think the scent for this pomade should have gone on their oil-based pomade that they have right now, because this is much better than what they typically have on their product line. It's a lot more masculine. Even though it's meant for the fall season, I think just as a men's masculine fragrance, it works on its own. This one right here is just better. It's actually one of the best ones, because one of the mistakes I've seen with the previous Suavecito seasonal pomades is that they tend to be much more soapy and artificial, whereas with this one, you're getting the authenticity and you're getting the real thing with it. Now, getting past the cologne fragrance, which I think was one of the best things that they could do for this pomade, just using it was pretty easy. Scooping it out, no problem whatsoever. I got the Firme hold, so it's gonna give you a bit more resistance. Right as you're applying though, I would recommend that you put it in your hair damp. This is the perfect time of season to be doing a pompadour, so if you wanna do a pompadour with this, go for it. It will totally work for your hair. Combing goes, you get a little bit of tug and pull. That's because when you're working with a water-based pomade that gets stiff, it's gonna dry a bit, so it's gonna be harder to comb. I had some sticking hairs. Obviously, you apply a couple fingertips of this, works with no problem whatsoever. When it comes to the shine on this pomade, you get a medium to high. Overall, this is how my hair looked. Now, right now I'm getting more of a high shine in my hair, and that's because I didn't really need to wet it today. It held in place fairly well. If you guys aren't into a crazy grip, because this one does get a bit crispy and it does stiffen, get the original hold. If you guys aren't into more of a strong crispy hold, and a lot of that is because with the original hold, it's much more delayed and you won't have to worry about, combing it like crazy. I would have to say though, this pomade is pretty suitable for thick hair. Since we are entering the fall, you really have no worries in your hair falling apart. It's a different story here in Southern California, since we frequently get 80-degree weather, so might want to go with the Firme if you're a thick-haired guy like me. But otherwise, it's a great pomade. Reflecting back on the scent though, I cannot stress enough how good the scent was. It was just excellent. Great pomade. You guys should really get it before it sells out, because this is one of the hottest pomades to get at the moment, and I can see why. I would really recommend you guys get it while you can. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe for more.
Watch Pancho Cortez on YouTube.com.